Life is like a steep mountain that we are all challenged to climb. Some people face strong winds, while others carry heavier backpacks filled with challenges and pain. No two journeys are alike, but what they all have in common is that every step, even the most hesitant ones, brings us closer to the summit. Overcoming and resilience are not destinations. They are ways of living, methods of turning pain into strength, failure into learning, and doubt into unshakable faith. To overcome is, above all, an act of courage. Think of people who have hit rock bottom in situations that seemed impossible to reverse. Remember Nick Vujicic, born without arms and legs, who could have chosen bitterness, but instead embraced life with passion. Nick not only found joy in adversity, but inspired millions around the world with his message of hope. He teaches us that the limitations we face do not define who we are. What truly matters is how we choose to respond to them. Resilience is more than survival. It is thriving in barren soil. During World War II, Viktor Frankl, a Jewish psychiatrist, was sent to a concentration camp. There, he lost almost all his family and witnessed unimaginable horrors. But Frankl found meaning even in suffering. He realized that, while he could not control what happened around him, he still had the power to choose his attitude toward pain. His work, Man's Search for Meaning, is a powerful testament to the fact that human resilience can transcend any circumstance, no matter how dark. Often, overcoming begins in the simplest moments. Imagine a young student who faces bullying every day, but decides to get up each morning, look in the mirror, and tell herself she is worthy. Or a father who, despite being exhausted from long work shifts, comes home with a smile, ready to play with his children. These are silent battles, fought far from the spotlight, but they carry the essence of overcoming. Persisting, even when everything around you seems to invite surrender. Resilience is also about allowing yourself to fall and finding the strength to rise again. Think of Thomas Edison, who failed over 1,000 times before finally inventing the electric light bulb. When asked about his failures, he replied that he had not failed but had discovered 1,000 ways that didn't work. His resilience teaches us that every obstacle is, in fact, a disguised lesson. Edison didn't see his mistakes as defeats, but as necessary steps towards success. Sometimes, our greatest battle is against ourselves, against the fear of not being good enough, against the doubt that whispers we should give up. But it's important to remember that we are made of resilience. Think of the human body, which heals wounds, regenerates cells, and fights tirelessly to survive, even under the worst conditions. Our minds and spirits are no different. They are designed to rebuild themselves, to find new paths when old ones seem blocked. Overcoming doesn't mean ignoring the pain, but recognizing it and still moving forward. Imagine a butterfly breaking out of its cocoon. The process seems painful and slow, but it's precisely this struggle that strengthens its wings to fly. In the same way, the difficulties we face are not punishments, but opportunities for growth. Every tear you shed, every sleepless night you endure, every doubt you overcome, all of it is preparing you for the moment when your wings will finally open. Resilience is also shaped by community. Never underestimate the power of extending a hand or receiving support. The journey is lighter when we walk together. An example of this is in the story of mountaineer Joe Simpson, who suffered a severe accident while climbing a remote mountain. Even with a broken leg, he was saved thanks to the determination of his partner, Simon Yates, who refused to abandon him. Sometimes, overcoming is a collective act where the strength of one inspires and lifts the other. The journey of overcoming is long and full of challenges, but it shapes us into something we could never become without those difficulties. Think about yourself. How many times have you thought you couldn't make it? How many times have you looked at your fears and decided to face them, even with your heart racing and your hands trembling? Each of those times was a victory, proof that you are stronger than you think. So, never underestimate the impact of your effort. Never think the struggle is too small to be valued. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And even if you don't see the progress today, keep going. Even if the path seems difficult, keep going. Because, in the end, you will realize that the person you became in the process is the true reward. Overcoming is not just about conquering external challenges. It is about conquering yourself, transcending the limits you once believed you had. Resilience is about looking back at everything that seemed impossible and saying, "I did it." And that, more than any material achievement, is what truly defines the greatness of a human being.